President Melendez.
Here.
Okay, as we have no presentations today, we're just going to get right to the business. So, introductory number 94, authorizing the sale of real estate. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, need a motion in a second.
Move.
Second.
Moved and seconded, and now we vote. All in favor of introductory number 94, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Introductory passes. Introductory number 95, local improvement ordinance establishing the cost of special services for the East Avenue Alexander Street Entertainment District for 2025-2026. Public hearing to be held on Thursday, April 24th at April 24th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Questions, comments, or concerns? Vice President Harris.
So thank you, Chair Patterson. I did notice in the chair questions that you asked a question that piqued my interest, and I'll just read it. It says, Councilmember Patterson is concerned about the quality of nightlife in the city of Rochester. Rochester should be a place of work, life, and have fun. So I like to piggyback on his questions that he already asked in relation to those, and what is the city's plan to bring back our nightlife? I do remember the nightlife. I was a frequenter of the nightlife between East End all the way down to Howe Falls Corridor, all pieces of the nightlife. I was, to be honest, one of the persons that would go bar hopping. So in my younger days, but we don't have anything for our youth and even folks that are visiting from out of town. So is there a plan to restore any of that back to our city?
Yeah, so thanks, Vice President Harris, for that question. And probably to get into it in a lot of detail would be a good work session topic. But I will say this, very encouraged by what we're seeing in the East End. We have a lot of engaged establishment owners that we are interacting with frequently, and we're told that on a Saturday night, crowds are back at a really healthy level. And we've had an emphasis there on public safety. And we're really seeing that start to yield returns in terms of the number of people coming back down, the experiences that they're having. And I think as we look ahead to these months with weather that will certainly be warmer than today, I think could be said. Looking forward to seeing what they have planned, and certainly partnering with them as appropriate through special events.
That'd be great. I look forward to Councilmember Patterson, if you can, arrange a work session.
Absolutely.
If that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
I'd be happy to see that. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns on this introductory? Seeing none, I need a motion. And a
Move
second.
it.
Second.
Moved and seconded, and now we vote. All in favor of introductory number 95, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Introductory passes. Introductory number 96. Local improvement ordinance authorizing special work and services related to the South Avenue, Alexander Street, Open Space District for 2025-2026. Public hearing to be held on Thursday, April 24th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, I need a motion and a second.
Move it.
Moved and seconded, and now we vote. All in favor of introductory number 96, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Introductory passes. Introductory number 97. Affirming and approving a lease for the Rochester Urban Renewal Agency of a parking lot comprised of 40 Broadway and portions of 50 and 70 Broadway. Public hearing to be held on Thursday, April 24th at 6 p.m. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none. Oh, sorry. Yes. Councilmember Monroe, please.
For the parking lot, will there be a portion of it that's for the public, and would it be something for a fee?
Councilmember, the purpose of that parking lot lease is for the Inn on Broadway, so it wouldn't be for public purposes. It would be for folks who are using the Inn on Broadway.
Thank you.
Sure. And just a little back, if you could just give us, just confirm this background. We've been doing this lease for at least, the whole time I've been on council, for 12 plus years. Is that correct, if not longer?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So this is a regular one. It comes up every year. We vote on it, we approve it, and off we go. Okay. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, I
Move
need a
it.
motion in a second.
Second.
Moved and seconded, and now we vote. All in favor of introductory number 97, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Introductory passes. Introductory number 98, authorizing the acceptance of real estate by donation. Question, comments, or concerns? We'll just go down the line. We'll come down the line, and we'll go with Vice President, President, Councilmember Monroe, and Councilmember Smith. You got anything?
Thank you, Chair.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair Patterson. Actually, I probably should look at that. I apologize. I just wanted to know if, I didn't see anything there. If you guys had plans for that property, or was it part of the donation? Could you kind of share with us what that is?
Sure, Councilmember, absolutely. The plans for the property are to combine it with our existing property next door at 151 Mount Hope Avenue. That is a development parcel that we've had for many years. We're obviously looking for someone who is interested in developing that parcel, ideally with perhaps housing or some other use. So this additional parcel added to that makes the property a little bit more marketable.
Thank you. Thank you for explaining. No additional questions for me.
Chair?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate this concept of accepting a donation of real estate. I think we've done it a couple times related to parking and other instances. And that leads me to an adjacent question to this legislation, or actually an adjacent comment to this legislation. So I want to flag for the administration that in the area of Brown Square, next to the Rochester Animal Services building, there is a parking lot that sits vacant very often. It is owned, I believe, by Kodak, but I would ask the administration to consider and pursue any opportunities to have a similar conversation with respect to the Brown Square Park and Animal Services site, and whether or not there's any opportunities to engage the current owners of that parcel, and I'll send the parcel in writing. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President.
Councilmember Monroe?
Just to confirm, so on the map, the portion, so the blue portion that is the parking lot, this now will be released so that they can use that, and as they hopefully get to expand and have more employees, that would be their sole, that would be for their sole use now.
Yes, Councilmember, the portion of the map that is outlined and colored in purple on the copy that I have is parking that is currently available for the public, but will be then parking for employees. The Spectrum folks are looking to add additional employees. They're moving their mobile operations into this building, as well as the current operations, and they do still have a television studio there, so they will be adding employees, and they needed the additional parking.
And I just wanted to add, certainly the idea of housing and being able to really capture being on the river like that would certainly be a great addition. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Seeing no other questions, I need a motion and a second.
Move it.
Moved and seconded, and now we vote on introductory number 98. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Introductory passes. Introductory number 99, resolution approving appointments to the Zoning Board of Appeals and Rochester Preservation Board. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, I need a motion and a second.
Move it.
Second.
Moved and seconded, and now we vote. All in favor of introductory number 99, please say aye.
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 Okay, so this is going to sound weird, but at this time, I am adjourning the NJH committee, and we are now going to go into the RURA resolution.
Councilmember Patterson,
Yeah.
we have to wait until 4:25.
We really have to wait until 4:25 for RURA? Okay.
Unfortunately, we do.
All right. So well, in that case, we stand adjourned in the NJH committee, and we will all be back here in a few minutes, and we'll talk about the RURA review committee. Thank you, President Melendez. I guess we need to make an adjustment on that one. See if we can, for the future, we'll schedule them at 4 and like 4:05 or something like that.
Yes, sir. That's what we'll do. Okay.
All right. We'll talk to y'all soon. At this time, I call the Aurora Resolution Review Committee to order, and I ask the clerk to call the roll.
Agent Patterson.
Agent Patterson is here.
Agent Gruber is excused. Agent Smith. Here. Agent Harris.
Here.
Agent Melendez.
Here.
All right. And let the record reflect that we are also joined by Agent Monroe, though she is not on this committee. Okay. URA 2, lease for a portion of a municipal parking lot number 2 at 40, 50, and 70 Broadway. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns for the Rural Resolution Review Committee? From the Rural Resolution Review Committee, questions, comments, or concerns?
Move it.
Second.
Moved and seconded, and now we vote. All in favor of URA 2, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. The resolution passes. URA 3, the Rural Budget Performance Measures and Report. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Yes. Councilmember Monroe. Agent Monroe.
In the report, it doesn't seem to reflect the ability to change what the maximum amount for the old Wegmans money at Driving Park Avenue. We had been talking about being able to make that sum larger, so that is, in particular, we have project that'll be happening at Maplewood Books, and that entire building that fronts along Driving Park.
Okay, we certainly would be happy to take another look at that. I thought that had been addressed, but we will certainly take a look at that. There is still, as you know, funding available from that original Wegmans gift. So,
What would need to be done with this legislation to make sure that that change is captured and made?
it would require an amendment to that particular item, and it would come back to you as the RURA entity. So, it would have to come back to you, and you would have to approve it.
Subject, obviously, also to the chair. I would certainly request that there is an amendment. I've been discussing this since the beginning of 2024, so I'd really like to be able to help that whole project move along. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
So in light of that, I'll hold this item for now. Hopefully we can get this addressed in a timely manner, and we'll go forward from there. So let's move on. Introductory URA number 4, release of easements and restrictions over 71 Mount Hope Avenue. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, I need a motion and a second.
Move it.
Second.
Moved and seconded, and now we vote on URA number 4. All in favor of URA number 4, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. URA 4 passes. We're going to go back. I'm going to bring back URA 1, which we held last month. It was the annual report. Kind of got it on short notice. I know folks didn't get a chance to really give it a good read. So I'm bringing that one forward, and I'm asking, do we have any questions, comments, or concerns on URA number 1, the Rochester Urban Renewal Agency annual report? Seeing none, I need a motion and a second to accept the report.
Move it.
Second.
Okay, and now we vote on accepting the report. All in favor of accepting the report, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Acceptance of the report passes. With that, with the completion of that, the work of this review committee is done, and we stand adjourned.
At this time, I will call the People, Parks, and Public Works Committee to order, and I ask the Deputy Clerk to call the roll.
Vice President Harris.
Here.
Councilmember Lightfoot. Councilmember Lupian is excused. Councilmember Patterson. And President Melendez.
Here.
And I'd like the record to reflect that we're also joined by Councilmember Monroe and Councilmember Smith. Good afternoon, everyone. Before we begin with the business of the committee this month, as many of you know, last month we released our report on the childhood poverty. This groundbreaking report serves as a critical call to action for my colleagues and I, highlighting the urgent need for innovative strategies and collaborative efforts to address the pressing issue of childhood poverty in our city. Over the last 7 months, the People, Parks, and Public Works Committee has heard incredible stories from families and youth about their experience and how we can move the needle to put an end to child poverty. We have collected testimony from local leading experts and have heard from Mayor Evans' administration on how the city is advancing upward mobility. By adopting the insights and recommendations outlined in this comprehensive analysis, we can work together to implement effective solutions that will improve the well-being of our children and strengthen the future of Rochester. This report provides a foundational framework for developing targeting interventions, fostering partnerships aimed at breaking the cycle of poverty and promoting equitable opportunities for all our young residents. It takes a village to raise a child, and together we all have collective responsibility as elected officials, activists, and experts to move the needle and affect change for our city's youth. I want to thank my colleagues, the residents of the city of Rochester who participated, the youth groups, and the community experts for your time, space, and energy towards this effort. A special thank you to the Children's Agenda as our key partner in this work and the council staff. I'm looking forward to putting the 13 solutions identified by the committee into action and to amplify our collective voices to ensure every child in the city has access to equitable opportunities. Since its release, we have moved forward on 11 memorializing resolutions to the governor and our New York State delegation here in Rochester related to the recommendations in this report. This month, I've also put forward 3 additional memorializing resolutions for the council consideration related to the recommendations at the county and federal government. The president and I have put forward and passed, with the support of our colleagues, several pieces of legislation related to supporting our libraries, parks, maintenance, pilots, and housing. We are looking forward to continuing this work in the coming months as we consider the fiscal year 26 budget and in this year to come. Together, city government can work alongside others to build a safer neighborhoods, quality housing, and equitable access to opportunities for all. Now let's move on the business of the committee. We have one presentation scheduled for this month's meeting. Councilmember Mike Patterson and I have invited Monique Bodine, Daryl Emerson, and Monica Hanks from the Villa of Hope to share information on their Hope to Horizon program. I ask that the presenters come to the microphone. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Monique Bodine. And
Turn the microphone on.
It's on.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on, let me move it. She says. It's on. Sorry. Good afternoon. My name is Monique Bodine, and I am the program manager for Hope Place through the Villa of Hope.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Daryl Emerson II. I am the program manager of Hope on the Horizon at the Villa of Hope.
So Hope Place serves as an alternative to visiting the Comprehensive Psychiatric Emergency Program, which is usually called CPEP, or the emergency department, by offering a supportive environment to help individuals de-escalate. Hope Place assists guests in reducing their trauma symptoms, achieve stabilization, and improve self-sufficiency. Through a therapeutic and trauma-informed approach, we provide a living room setting designed to make our guests feel at home. Hope Place is staffed by certified peer specialists who have firsthand experience with social, emotional, developmental, substance use, and behavioral challenges. These individuals are committed to providing trauma-informed and therapeutic support. Some of the program highlights that we serve here at Hope Place, we're ran by certified peer sports. We have a food pantry, a clothing closet. We do community showers where people can walk in off the street and shower there, and we do referrals to other community supports. And this is our contact information. We are open 7 days a week. We are open from 3 to 11 p.m. and we are located at 1099 J Street, Building P, and in the circumference of that area.
Okay, and this is my program called Hope on the Horizon. At Hope on the Horizon, our vision is to empower youth to achieve personal, academic, and professional success by providing comprehensive support services, mentorship, and access to essential community resources, which will eventually foster brighter futures and stronger communities. Some of the key services that we offer at Hope on the Horizon is tutoring or one-on-one academic support to help with homework, study strategies, subject mastery, and improve confidence in school performance. In addition to that, we have a career development counselor who will assist with resume building, interview prep, job search assistance, networking, and preparation for success in the workforce. We also have youth mentors who provide positive role models and supportive relationships, life skills development, and encouragement through all challenges. And finally, we have our case management who provides personalized support to help youth navigate through barriers and access essential resources. Also available at the Hope on the Horizon Center, we have a media center. Within our media center, we offer podcasting, audio production and recording, graphic design, computer access, and video gaming. And as you can see, that's a little video of what our center currently looks like. Additional highlights that we offer at Hope on the Horizon is transportation support, food pantry, clothing closet, and also referrals to community supports as well. This is our brochure, and Hope on the Horizon is available to any youth in need of support and resources. We are open 11 to 8, 7 p.m., 7 days a week, and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekends. Here is my contact information. My name is Daryl Emerson II. I'm the program manager of Hope on the Horizon.
And then there's my contact information, Monique Bodine. I am the program manager for Hope Place.
And thank you for having us here this evening and letting us report on our programs.
Thank you for your presentation. Does our committee members have questions? We can start from the end all the way down.
Thank you for
Smith?
thank you for your presentation. My question is regarding your peer specialist. I love that arrangement, and I'm wondering if you can give me an example of what post-traumatic support looks like.
So we have people that come in off the street, and usually they are in need of they may be in crisis from, trying to detox from substances or some mental health issues that's going on. So my peers have actually lived experience. So some of them are coming in from recovery. They've been in recovery for some time and have been deemed successful. So they're able to come in and provide that lived experience and help them de-escalate and give some insight on how they were successful and walk them through that pattern of what they've done to make themselves successful in the community.
Great. Can I ask one more follow-up question? Who certifies your peers?
So we go through the Peer Academy, which is based on mental health, but then we also have some called the Recovery Academy. So they focus more on substance abuse. So they go through both academies.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yep.
Councilmember Patterson.
So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to your colleague who wouldn't come up and present with you, Miss Monica Hanks, who did a great job of staying on me like, oh, you got to come see this. Oh, you got to come see this. And I was just so blown away by what I saw there. Could you talk a little bit more about that living room model that you've got there?
Absolutely. So when you walk through our doors, as you see, you're greeted with a whole living room setup. We have a TV, we have like living room couch sets. So people come in and actually feel at home. And that's the whole basis of getting people to be comfortable and start conversations. And when they're in crisis, getting them comfortable enough to have these conversations and open up about what their traumas is to our peer specialists. So, and it's work. The model is work. People come in, they feel like they're stepping into a home atmosphere, and they just get to talking to the peers and letting them know like what they're feeling and what they're going through. So that's the model that we.
Okay. So if you're out in the public or you're a council member and you want to come by and see what's going on, who do you have? What's the phone number? How do we reach you? So I ask you this because we're recording it. It's on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube, hopefully, you know.
And we're trying. We're going there. So yes, you can contact me.
Okay.
I'm Monique, and I can be reached at 585-325-3599.
Okay. And what's the address again?
1099 J Street, and we're in Building P.
So what's that near? If I'm coming down J Street and I'm near the railroad tracks, am I near the railroad tracks or am I farther down?
As soon as you come over the railroad tracks, we are immediately to your left.
So if I'm coming from downtown, I cross the railroad tracks, right there on the left, straight back.
Straight back, you'll see the big sign that says Villa of Hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Councilmember Monroe.
Thank you for coming in to present to us today. Are both of these programs at the same location on J Street? Great.
Yes, they're located in the same location. We're upstairs and Hope Place is downstairs.
Nice. I just wanted to say that I haven't been involved with Villa of Hope for a little bit over 5 years now, but I have found the services to be excellent, and especially the peer modeling and helping people get out of crisis situations. So I want to thank you and your colleagues for the work that you've done, and I'll definitely have to come by and visit.
Please do.
Council President Melendez.
Yes, thank you, Vice President. Want to thank you as well for the work you're doing. I'm very familiar with a lot of the different programs and services of Villa of Hope. Ibero is one of my day job. Ibero is one of the partners that tends to refer. Our president CEO came from the Villa of Hope family tree, so very familiar with the services. But I do want to also ask a little bit, and you may have said this already, but just to gain clarity, what is the target age range of individuals you're looking to serve? And what is the process if someone were to walk in, like during a crisis, want to walk into your services?
So Hope Place is for adults 18 and up. So we service that population. For me, from walking in, people will walk in and just have a New York State or valid ID, and then we would take them through the intake process.
Great.
For my program, the population that we serve is ages 13 to 21. In order to be involved with the program, you would just come in on a random day. You will be either greeted by myself or one of my staff. Particularly, it will be the case manager. If the child is under the age of 18, we will provide an intake packet that will have to be filled out with the parent and signed as far as waivers and things like that go. But if they're 18 or older, they can fill out the intake packet by themselves. Once they submit it to us, we'll have our case manager call and coordinate services to see like what the interests may be. But even if it's just, hey, I want to come in just to have a space to just kind of take a load off, they're welcome to do so. There isn't like a certain amount of times they could come per week. It's like an ongoing membership that they can continuously use.
Great. And then one follow-up just based on that answer. So I imagine that you encounter individuals that are 20, 21 that are starting up with Villa. Mm-hmm. Do they then get transferred from one program to the other? How does that handoff work? Or is it just if they're at 21, do they get aged out?
I would say at the age of 20, just for safety reasons, we probably would connect them with a program that would be more suitable for their age bracket, but we won't just drop them off. We'll definitely make that connection for them and make sure they land on their feet properly.
Great, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate you.
That will conclude the presentation portion of this committee meeting. We will now proceed with the legislation. And I'd like to, for the record, talk about disclosures. We have a disclosure of interest in introductory number 103, authorizing professional service agreement related to our center renovations in conjunction with City School District. Myself and Councilmember Lukian can disclose our affiliation, we may also discuss and vote. So with that being said, I'll go on to introductory number 100, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing issuance of $2,594 of bonds of said city to finance the cost of Blue Cross Arena at the War Memorial Electrical Service upgrade. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Move
Need
it.
a motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the motion carries. Introductory number 101, authorizing an unmandatory agreement relating to the Blue Cross Arena at the War Memorial Electrical Service upgrade. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 102, authorizing a grant agreement related to the renovation of the Norton Village Recreation Center. Questions, comments, or concerns?
Move it.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
And motion carries. Introductory number 103, authorizing a professional service agreement related to the Art Center renovations in conjunction with the City of Rochester School District. As disclosure, Councilmember Lupien and I are employees of RCSD. We are required to disclose only and can participate in deliberations and vote. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 104, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing issuance of $2,147 bonds of said city to finance the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Park Playground and renovation. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Just a comment.
Councilmember Patterson.
So I just want to commend the administration and the city on the continuing work that we're doing with the play apparatus in this park. I'm an old guy, and I remember when the old death slide was in the park. Now, if you are of a certain age, the death slide was this super high slide, and there was like no landing space from when you hit the bottom of the slide until you hit the wood farther over. So it was a challenge as a kid to get on this slide, and of course we couldn't get enough of it. Thank God that the death slide is no longer there. But, you know, play apparatus, the water apparatus, my kids grew up in the old elephant that used to be there in the summertime. There were 1 million kids there. You wouldn't believe that there are a ton of kids in close proximity to that park, but they are. They all live right there in those complexes. And it is just a joy, and I just can't thank the administration enough for continuing to make this investment in basically a centralized playground in the city of Rochester. So thank you.
Any additional comments? President Melendez.
Yes, I would largely echo a lot of what Councilmember Patterson said, although I don't remember the death slide, but it sounds pretty fun. I just want to highlight, too, like this is a critically important asset in the neighborhood of play. And, you know, Strong Museum is such a important asset to our city. And to see us continually invest in play as a community, I think is important. And the more that we can get upgrades and opportunities to upgrades for all of our parks and playgrounds in the city, to me, that's something that I want to continue to push and champion. I look forward to seeing more projects like this. Thank you.
Need a motion and second?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 105, authorizing an agreement for Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Park Playground renovation. I need a motion and a second.
Move it.
Second.
Oh, I forgot to ask, was there any discussion? Any additional discussion? Okay, got a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 106, appropriating funds, amending the ordinance number 2024-121 and authorizing agreement for the Point de Renes Bridge and Browns Race Rehabilitation Project. Need a motion and a second. Discussion? Councilmember Monroe.
Thank you. My question would just be if there are already plans or perhaps coming up in the next budget to take care of the median that we have in the district on Lake Avenue, where we have the large cement planters and the cobblestone, which has really sunk in different areas and will need an upgrade at some point.
Yep, we'll respond in writing on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Need a motion?
Second.
Comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 107, a bond ordinance, City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of 420,000 bonds of said city to finance the Granite Mills Common Stabilization Project. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Move
Need
it.
a motion and
Second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 108, authorizing appropriations relating to the 2024 milling and resurfacing project. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Need a motion and second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 109, authorizing the intermissional agreement of the County of Monroe related to the 131K projects. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And motion carries. Introductory number 110, a local improvement ordinance establishing the levy for special work and services and the area way treatment at 2327 East Main Street for 2025-26. A public hearing to be held on Thursday, April 24th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The motion carries. Introductory number 111, a local improvement ordinance establishing the levy for the special work and services on the Arnold Park enhancement sidewalks for 2025-26. A public hearing to be held on Thursday, April 24th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Any comments or concerns? Need a motion and second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 112, a local improvement ordinance establishing the assessments for operation, installation, and maintenance costs of street lighting special assessment districts for 2025-26. A public hearing to be held on Thursday, April 24th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Any questions or comments? Councilmember President Melendez.
Yes, I just want to be refreshed on this particular, I mean, it's two different neighborhoods, Browncroft and Cobb's Hill, Nunda neighborhoods. What specifically is different about the street lighting that requires a special local improvement ordinance?
The poles and fixtures are customized, so they're concrete poles as opposed to our standard metal poles.
And this is just standard maintenance that is required that,
This was for the capital costs of actually fabricating the poles and installing the poles.
okay, great, thank you. I'll move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 118, a local improvement ordinance for the care and embellishments of street malls for 2025-26. I'm holding this item by the request of the administration. There will not be a vote on that one. Introductory number 114, a local improvement ordinance establishing the operating and maintenance costs of special assessments for streetscape enhancements for 2025-26. Public hearing to be held on Thursday, April 24th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Any questions or comments on this one?
Move
Need
it.
a
Second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 115, authorizing an amendatory agreement relating to the long-term to enhance surface water treatment rule LT2 compliance project for city reservoirs. Any questions or comments or concerns?
Move
Need
it.
a motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 116, authorizing license agreement for the Attain Lab at the Honorable Loretta C. Scott Center for Human Services. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Move
Question.
it. Oh, sorry.
Councilmember President Melendez.
Yes, so appreciate the work of the Attain Lab. I understand that in addition to the Loretta C. Scott building, we have one at the Jackson Art Center. Do we have additional relationships and Attain Labs throughout other locations through the city? Those are the two I'm aware of. I'm just curious.
So currently, it is at the Jackson Art Center, but we're moving it to the Loretta C. Scott building. There is an Attain Lab, I believe, with REOC as well, but the one that you're referencing from Jackson is the one that we're moving to the Loretta Scott building.
Okay, and then the one with REOC is in the REOC campus, or is it in one of our facilities?
Kendra, do we know if it's in their location?
Yeah, but it's right in their campus.
It's in their campus, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No additional questions. I need a motion and a second.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The motion carries. Introductory number 117, authorizing an agreement with the United States Specialty Sports Association related to adult softball league. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Move it.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Introductory number 118, a local improvement ordinance providing snow removal and security services at the public market for 2025-26. A public hearing to be held on Thursday, April 24th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Move it.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion carries. Introductory number 119, authorizing grant agreement appropriations for Fall Street remediation project. Questions, comments, or concerns?
Move.
Need a motion and second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The motion carries. Introductory number 129, amending the 2024-25 budget to fund spay and neutering services for medication for the Rochester Animal Services. And I'll lead with commending the administration for this introductory. I'm very happy that we're resuming that and look forward to, additional improvements at the RES. Is there any additional questions or comments, President Melendez?
Yes, I want to thank the Council Vice President for helping push for this. And one of the conversations we had, I believe it was with also Councilmember Monroe after the last RES public forum at Cobb's Hill, was this idea of attempting to do our part as a council to fill gaps that we identify. And we appreciate the administration for proposing to us that this could be a viable option to help support the work that's happening at Animal Services. And this item will be a budget transfer from the council budget to Rochester Animal Services and Department of Recreation and Human Services to cover the cost of spay and neuter services and $20,000 towards medication that's required. So we're happy and pleased to support this effort, and we certainly look forward to voting on it.
And we thank you as well, Council.
Thank you.
With that being said, I need a motion and a second.
I'll move it. I believe you had a second.
Okay.
I probably was louder.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion carries. With no further business to come before me, the People, Parks, and Public Works Committee stands adjourned.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I got a whole damn war going on with the Verizon. Okay. No.